So the first seed advancing to the regional final. As we welcome our audience from Knoxville, the NCAA Softball Regionals, presented by Capital One. And we've got the 12 seed Texas Tech hosting for the very first time, taking on Mississippi State. The winner of this one is into the regional final tomorrow. One win away from advancing. The loser falls into that loser's bracket. Will have to play an elimination game later tonight. Our featured performer is, of course, the reigning National Player of the Year, Nyjari Kennedy.
Yeah, the most dominant pitcher in the game, a superstar in her own right. She's got a rise ball that'll just jump out of the zone. She throws a very good changeup and curveball, but she is just the superstar. Everything that she does in that circle, the energy that she brings. I know she's swinging the bat this year as well.
As we check out our Capital One starting lineups for the Bulldogs, a tough challenge out of the SEC for Kennedy today. Nadia Barbary hit a home run yesterday, a 2-run shot that set a new school record for the team, their 73rd on the season. They have power in the lineup. They also have terrific speed here at the top, and it starts with Sierra Sacco. Underway in Lubbock, Beth Mowins alongside our Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith and Jessica Mendoza. Sacco, the senior leader in this lineup for the 224th straight time in that top spot. She's got a hit in 6 of her last 12 at-bats.
She had a couple hits yesterday, one to left, one to right. It was a nice job because her base is her short game. This is the first year she's ever swung away, but she still has that in her back pocket as far as being able to get short to the ball.
The 1-2 pitch from Kennedy and the changeup for her first strikeout of the day.
And a lot of times when you're facing Nyjah, you're worried about that 70 to 72 mile an hour rise ball, but it's this pitch that sets everything up. It's her ability to throw that pitch about 50 miles an hour, the changeup, the spin, but the emotion, the passion that Kennedy pitched with, so fun to watch.
Here is Barbary, and that one will get out of play. Of course, Kennedy, her first 2 years with the Stanford Cardinal, the biggest transfer in the history of the sport, coming to Texas Tech for a reported $1 million plus. Also given the opportunity to hit more this year, which was one of the things she was looking for. There's a hard shot off of Lindemuth, and the ricochet to Tony. It won't be in time to catch Barbary and a base runner here for the Dogs.
Just being able to put the ball in play, hops up right on Lindemuth. Barbary able to beat it out.
Now batting number 24, Morgan.
That is a pair of freshmen on the left side of the infield with Lindemuth at third, Tony at short. They have been rock solid second half of the season. Morgan Stiles, first pitch swinging, and that's going to drop in front of the left fielder, Demi Elder, who appeared to slow up thinking that the shortstop was going to make the catch. So a defensive miscue there, and there are a couple aboard with one out.
She's just going to get around this ball and drop it onto the green. I think that's something that Tony needs to go back hard on and then be called off by Elder out in left field.
I mean, that's Elder's ball.
Yeah,
and
100%.
She can't come up slow. That's hers all the way off the bat.
So quickly a scoring opportunity for the DP, Jessie Blaine. Batting over 300 with 11 runs batted in her last 13 games. She keeps moving higher up in the lineup. She had a hit and an RBI yesterday in State's 6-3 win over Washington.
Mississippi State just coming out swinging. We saw them do that last night against Washington. Aggressive early.
Part of their approach in practice this week was try to hit over the top of the ball, like literally try to swing and miss above the ball. Because the thing with Nyjah, we talk about the velocity, the change.
Saw her last year in the postseason, and there's that wicked changeup again, 2 down.
Kennedy, a strikeout pitcher, lowest ERA in the country because the rise ball at the top of the zone is just so hard to catch up to. It looks like it's at your cookie zone, and then it just disappears. And the changeup as well is just one of the best pitches that she is able to throw because of the speed variation, ability to locate it. Everyone's worried about the hard stuff, and that drop, like that off-speed drop, just falls off the table.
How often, Smitty, do you see a swing and miss changeup at the top of the zone? Usually that's a bad changeup, but because you're protecting the rise ball, her getting that last strikeout, that changeup was like almost letters high.
State saw her throw 126 pitches earlier this year. Hit and an RBI yesterday. First pitch swinging, and Kennedy gets her to pop it up, and they're going to leave them loaded. Working out of the jam, Tech picking up the bats when we come back. Raylan Chafin looking on. We thought maybe she would get the start again today. It wasn't uncommon for her to throw back-to-back. She was their ace. And there's a fly ball out to left that will score Davis. And an errant throw back in allows Johnson to get to second. So not only is there not a throw home, but they try and throw to second to prevent the runner from advancing, and that goes awry too.
I don't think they would have had her out at home, but yeah, the throw in should not have happened. Alana Johnson, we talked about her oppo power, did a great job yesterday. Here, this is all strength, off the hands, gets it into the outfield. Yeah,
with the speed of Davis, there's no way that you're going to be able to get her. So this just needs to come in. I think she just thought about maybe trying to go home, and Bernardini then just kind of airmails it into the infield, and unfortunately that allows Johnson to get to second base.
Yeah, so the single, and then just advancing on the throw. They did not give an error on that.
It is an error.
Yes,
yeah,
it was.
100%.
But that's the 5th RBI of the regional now for Johnson, and a 1-0 lead for Texas Tech. Here's Bailey Lindemuth.
I think they now just gave it an error.
Yep, just popped up.
The later you get into the season, you just see the better arms, better command, better control.
Lindemuth. And that's trouble, and it's off the glove of Sells, out and right, and it will score another run.
This is the beauty of contact and just being able to put the ball in play, find a spot. I mean, look at this swing. I mean, up and in, just literally finds a way. I love the effort from Sells. In fact, she almost over dives, comes off the heel of her glove, but it's not going to go anywhere. The effort, especially with 2 outs.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that throwing error now looms big because that's what allowed Johnson to get to second base. And
welcome back to the NCAA Softball Regionals, presented by Capital One. To the second inning we go. Texas Tech with the early lead over Mississippi State. Winners bracket action here in Lubbock. I'm Beth Mullins alongside our Olympic gold medalist Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, and we're already getting our first look at the All-American in the circle, Nyjah Kennedy.
Yeah, she's just been outstanding. Obviously, lowest ERA in the country because she has that explosive rise ball at the top of the zone, ability to mix speeds. Just really, really hard to barrel up, Jess.
And how about on the other side for Mississippi State? Now a challenge. They've fallen behind. Got to get those bats going.
Oh, I mean,
this is what happened opening weekend. The first loss of the season for Nyjah, who's 26-5 on the year. It went into extra innings, which means you put a base runner out at second, international, during the regular season. But what a pitching duel between her and Chafin. Nobody scored until that 8th inning. Of course, we've got Nyjah Kennedy here with Texas Tech. Jordy Ball is on her way to another win in the circle, and she's hit another home run today. And speaking of home runs, that one's gone. The number 8 hitter, Demi Elder, with her 4th of the season.
I love how short and compact her swing is, too, to get to this. And you mentioned it, Beth, in that 8-hole. And we've seen Elder kind of move all around the lineup. Jerry Glasgow will do that with the slam. Look how short she is to the ball. Just simple swing, a very level swing. And when you're going to pitch up in the zone and you've got that flat swing, her first home run since March 29th, just her 4th on the year for the senior.
You guys, and that was an 0-2 pitch. That's a pitcher's mistake. You cannot throw a cookie there on an 0-2 pitch. She fouled off the previous 4 pitches before getting that one.
Yeah, Sacco made a great grab, jumping over her head, take away a double.
Sacco just covers so much ground out there.
And a base hit. 1 run is in. They're waving around another. The throw to the plate, a high hop. And Langoliers was able to slide in underneath it. Lauren Allred, 2-run single.
Well, you could just tell Allred, her first 2 at-bats, even though they were outs recorded, she was all over the ball, all over pitches. This is a curveball in the outer half that just doesn't get away from her. She gets around that ball and just drives that hard into the outfield. And Langoliers coming in from second base, a little bit of an awkward slide, but looks like she gets around the tag.
And so there is a pitching change afoot here for Mississippi State, with Tech up 5-0. Kennedy, deep center field, back toward the fans, and it's out. 2-run home run. Her second in as many days, and she scored a 3-pointer on it as well, in the bucket.
You guys, we talk about her length. You know, first of all, as a pitcher, right, her length being able to get her closer to home plate, so much power, but also her length is a hitter. Her home run yesterday, this one today. Look at this pitch, low and away. But because of her length, look how far off the plate she is, but she gets that separation. Her hands over the wall to be able to pull this pitch into the trash can. I mean, that's bonus points.
That's got to be like hitting the bull in Durham. Should be a free steak or something.
Free car.
Yeah. Trying to give
Hopefully
it
there wasn't a lot of trash in said can. Giving the people what they want is Nigeri Kennedy. First time. Allred, opposite, back to the track, back to the wall, and it's gone! Lauren Allred walks it off for Texas Tech, and they are into the regional final.
How about a 5 RBI day to cap it off, too, for Lauren Allred. Even her outs had been hard outs, just all over the ball today. What I love about this, too, you guys, is she'd pulled the ball a couple times, but going opposite field on a pitcher who was not throwing very hard just shows her level of competence as a hitter.
Yeah, and the way that she's able to get this out of the park, her 9th home run of the year. Look at the way she's going to let this ball travel and then hit it Apotako 3-run shot to walk it off. Beautiful extension. Wow, and with the wind blowing out from center to left, no doubt about it.
The 3-run home run to walk it off, and Texas Tech is now 1 win away from advancing to the Super Regionals for the first time in school history, as this magical season carries them into the final tomorrow, needing to win once. Whoever comes out of that loser's bracket would need to win twice. Kennedy gets the win. Kennedy hits a home run. All good for the Red Raiders. Coming up next, it's Stanford versus Oregon. Thanks so much for Smitty, for Doza. I'm BMO. We'll see you on the road to the Women's College World Series and over on the interwebs.